What is up, guys? Back at it again with another Inori jungle tier list. All right. So for starters, I'll just say I got most of my information from Law Analytics and U.GG, and basically I've just gone over win rates, play rate, and my general experience of playing in the games and reading patch notes over and over is how I came to this conclusion on this tier list. So right away, let's just go straight into it. If you have any questions, if your champion's not on the list, just ask me in the comments below, and I will get to you about what I think your champion is on the list. I try not to clutter my list too much because it just gets annoying when there's too many champions everywhere. So for starters, S++, these are the champions I think are just the best in the game. The outstanding champions, and it's there are some new faces for sure, and I'm a bit surprised about what's been performing really well. Because Udyr personally hasn't been changed, but now we got the big old homeless PCP homeless man on the S++ category. I thought he was really strong from the beginning. I just never felt like people knew how to play Udyr. But Udyr is one of the new faces on that list. Super strong. I made a little short tutorial video in how to play Udyr in 60 seconds. If you want to know how, check it out on TikTok or YouTube. Second is Hecarim. Hecarim's the new face. So you got a mini rework on this patch, and personally, I think Hecarim is broken, absolutely broken. Your W at max rank 5 gives you 35 bonus armor and MR, while it also heals all the damage you deal, or 30-ish%. Super broken. Hecarim is really good. If you're trying to play him, recommendations is Phase Rush with Eclipse into like a Chainsword Black Cleaver, Frozen Heart kind of build path. Heavy damage, super good burst. I think it's extremely broken. I highly rate him. I think his win rate's only going to go up, and it's already in such a dramatic place. Great pickup. Great change. Thank you, Riot Games. I was happy we weren't getting enough Hecarim this year. We didn't get back enough Hecarim Udyr from 2020 season. We got to go back at it and get another Hecarim Udyr meta. Thank you, Riot Games. And for the classic champions, Rek'Sai. Rek'Sai, of course, the queen. I personally think she is the greatest jungler. I'm currently around like 1350 LP, playing mostly Rek'Sai. And I do showcase some greatness when I play her, and I personally think she is extremely good, extremely strong, top tier, great, the best ganking jungler in the game by far. Bell and Yi. So these two champions, I think, very similar in style, but I would put Bell as a more recommendation champion. I think Belle's actually great. I think she's been great for a while. I think people are trying to get some easy wins. Highly recommend going into Belle. But if you don't like her, you're not into female champions, Andrew Tate style. Master Yi is the replicated version of Belle. So Master Yi does similar things where you play a power farming, scaling, hyper scaling true damage jungler. Master Yi does it really great. His win rate skyrocketed. I have to give him credit. I just it looks like he's performing really well, so I had to throw him in the high category because his numbers, even though the play rate or sample size isn't huge, still showcase that he is very OP. So S plus plus AP. So these junglers, I think AP junglers aren't as great as AD junglers, but I think there are some standout ones. Fiddle is still really broken. I think Fiddle is the greatest AP jungler in the game if you know how to one trick him. He should be in the one trick category, but he's also S plus plus. So highly good champion, highly rate him. But he's hard to pick up. So my recommendations for easier AP junglers to play are going to be, the Karthus Dyna pick. So Karthus, he's been rising. I see him. I see the more potential in him as an AP jungler. Just getting that solo AP carry as a Karthus in your team, I think it's dramatically increases your chance of winning. So great if you want that Q spam style. Dyna got nerfed, but I still think her AP build is very strong. And also some games, I still think it's perfectly fine to go the tank Dyna build. There's no problem in that kind of stuff. So I still think she's one of the best AP junglers. She still farms extremely fast and provides a really good team fighting champion. Elise. Elise is the AP version of Rek'Sai. I think she's actually really strong. I don't have a bias to her. I like, the way she looks, her spider form. It's very attractive, but I just think she's very strong and she performs very well. Her win rate showcases that camping, one of the few ganking junglers, is performing well because she's able to camp and dive lanes that are very volatile. So great pickup. These are the two top tier categories. Now we're just going to go to the S plus. So this one, a new face, Nocturne. Nocturne has returned. I haven't completely figured out the builds yet, but I do think Nocturne is in a good spot. I think his win rate is good. And I do go back to recommending Nocturne as a very stable jungler to play. So I think he's a great pickup. You can't really go wrong with him. I've tried some Blade builds, Stride Breaker, but I'm trying more Eclipse build on Nocturne. So if you guys want to try it out in your games, Eclipse sounds like a very high potential item. Build on him. Kayn, Red Kayn is broken. We talk about it a lot. We just don't like Red Kayn. We think it's broken. It's a dumb champion. Kayn needs to just get nerfed. Red Kayn should go back to being a different color, maybe green Kayn or some shit. I don't like Red Kayn. So hopefully Riot nerfs it. It's really broken. If you play Kayn, if you play Red Kayn, you're insecure. I don't know what to say. Next we have Kha'Zix. I think Kha'Zix, if Kha'Zix could farm a little bit quicker, I would say he's such an incredibly strong jungler. But his clear speed is slow, but he's still extremely strong because he has really good objective control with his Q evolved build. Recommendation build path. I've tried Umbral Glaive into Eclipse on him. I think it's very nice. I've had great games on it. Q evolve into W. If you want to try it out, give it a try there. Volibear, going back to those old roots of Volibear plus Nocturne as my recommendation pick. I think these two are very easy junglers to play and also very strong. I still think Volibear is really good in solo queue. I think he just fulfills a good frontline position with Chem Tank build. I think he's strong. Great pickup if you're into that kind of style. So A+. Trundle was an S+ jungler, but he did get nerfed, so his W nerf was meaningful. It's going to hurt him a lot because he relies heavily on that movement speed plus attack speed to actually chase and kill people. So I think Trundle kind of ate the bullet there. I don't think he's that OP. He's definitely an okay pick, but I would always recommend Volibear over like a Nocturne over a Trundle currently. Maokai is a new jungler who just got buffed, dude. People say I'm trolling when I pick him, but I wanted to put him S+. I actually think he's an S+ jungler, but people are so bad. They don't know how to clear. I made a guide video on my YouTube. You guys want to check out how to actually clear his Maokai. If you know how to triple staff lane for a start and kite the camps, his new Q damage to monsters is actually very strong. I think Chem Tank is really good on him too, and I do think there's potential. I think if they buff him a bit more for his jungle clear, he'd be really strong. But I still think he's a good pick, and I highly recommend if you like Maokai, give him a try. Just watch my video and you'll know how to clear as a Maokai. Graves, Kindred, I think these are just range abusing champions. If they don't cheese and get ahead early, I feel like they just fall off really hard. I think you have to be really good at Kindred to make her work, and also think Graves is better the higher elo you go. So when you're lower elo, I don't recommend Graves. I think he's better like higher diamond and up, where you can really abuse those early cheese ganks and also taxing a lot of waves and getting yourself really ahead. But like lower elo, I don't think Graves is that good. Same thing for Kindred. Not the biggest fan, but if you really like that champion, then you could make it work if you really put a lot of games into it. Onetricks. So I actually make a new category. I think these champions are good, but these are champions that I think really are good based off how you are, like how many games you put into it. A one-trick champion is a champ that you dedicate your life to. So I think Rengar, Shaco, Nilly, Talon, Evelynn, these are one-trick champions. People who play these champions generally only play these champions, and that's when the win rate can reflect based off that. So I think these champions can be S+, or they can be just B, F tier because of who's playing them. So that's why I labeled them as one-tricks. They have potential to be the best, but also they're generally on the average to mediocre side. Like Talon, for example, I've seen Talon Onetricks actually control and dominate the game. You can go all the way to Challenger playing Talon. You can go all the way to Challenger playing Evelynn, Nilly, Shaco. Maybe not Nilly, but some Nilly players. But these are all one-trick champions, so if you one-trick them, you'll perform better. That's how I rate them. That's how I see them. Not too much more into it. They're still good, but not great. Pain is the champions that I think just suffer, are alone, have nothing going, just pain and suffering. Lee Sin, people always like, oh my god, Lee Sin is such a high skilled champion. Your people who play them are just bad. Exactly, most people who play them are bad, and even the good players who play him usually don't end up winning. So Lee Sin is probably the worst champion I think anyone could play at this current meta. I think if you're playing Lee Sin, you just are really ruining your chances of actually winning your game. You're giving your team like a 40% win rate, a 40% chance of actually winning the game, and then we calculate your skill level. We drop that to like 27%. So terrible champion. Don't even bother playing any more games. If you're gonna play Lee Sin, just learn Rek'Sai, and I promise you'd literally climb 3 divisions. Like you'd be, if you're a gold 1 Lee Sin player, you'd end up being a diamond 1 Rek'Sai main if you put in the games of Lee Sin into the Rek'Sai. So Gragas, I haven't seen this man. He's an alcoholic. He drinks a lot. He drinks heavily to soothe the pain of being in the bottom tier list of jungling. He hasn't been good since the Predator nerf, so I don't think these Predator junglers that relied on Predator are always going to be bad until they either buff them or for something something pops out of the meta and helps them out. Poppy got her jungle clear nerfed, and I actually think she's trash now. Yordle is just garbage. Don't waste your time playing Poppy. Pantheon jungle had potential, but the Q didn't go. They didn't buff his Q damage as much as they were supposed to. Maybe in the future they might go back to it, and we will see a higher win rate Pantheon. But right now he's not in a good position. Viego, I got a little shitty Viego picture, but Viego had potential. He got nerfed. I think he's more like in a bad position as a jungler because of all the competitive nerfs he's received, has just really destroyed his solo queue win rate. There are situations where he's a good pick, but I think it's not worth getting too deep into the video game. I think a lot of these, like if you were to main, like I highly recommend you guys pick up Bell. I think Bell's such a free low champion if you put in like 10 games into it. Super free. I might make a video about how to play her in the future, but those are my recommendations. S++ is super broken. Anything above here is just really great champion. I also think they're not that hard to play. So hope you guys liked that video. If you have any comments about champions or what you think, let me know in the comments below. I put a lot of thought into this tier list, so I definitely don't just put random shit in there. If you like the video, be sure to like it and let me know in the comments below. Subscribe helps a lot, and also follow all my social medias in the description below. So cheers. See you guys in the next video, and have a good rest of your patch 12.8.